Patty Christensen, hand CRPS lady, St. George version. And so my husband was down here, and as we're driving over to Snow Canyon, we see a sign of a building, and it says Foot Spa. And he's like, oh, that sounds lovely. I need to check that out sometime when I'm down here longer. And I said, okay, I'll check it out beforehand and kind of return and report. Husband did have broke his foot in half. And so he's just got bonus pieces and parts in there. Story for another day. Anyway, so it was 6:40 p.m. and their website is so Gen X. I mean, it's pitiful. It tells you nothing but, hey, call, right? So I call and say, hi, I'm new to the area. I'd like to find out about getting a foot massage. And they're of some type of an Oriental variety. I apologize, I don't know which. So it's a very strong accent and a little bit of communication problem. And so I said, I'd like to find out. I don't know how far out you're booking, right? Because I'm thinking Draper, where I've got to book these things, a month in advance. And he goes, 8 o'clock for you? And I was like, wait, you mean today? Like in an hour? Heck yeah, I'll do it. So I go over there. Everything's, of course, super close. So it's maybe 7 minutes away, 8 minutes away. I get there a little early for check-in. Well, that's not necessary either. So they actually, but I couldn't take any pictures, and this will become obvious why. It's one big, huge room with 7 and 7, so a total of 14 stations, because they do fully clothed everything. Obviously, you take off your socks and shoes for the foot spa, and they just kind of roll your pants up. But amazing, so wonderful. So I get there and I have no idea. So I said, well, I want my feet worked on, because if clients don't bother me too much, I'll walk 10, 15 miles a day. I'm just loving it down here. P.S. migraine free the whole time. All this walking's really helping. So anyway, I go, and it says the menu of services, there's like 6 options, and 2 are for feet, and it says 30-minute or 60-minute. And I said, oh, well, what should I do? Should I do 30 or 60? Well, what is he, of course, going to say? 60-minute, good. Okay, let's do it. Anyway, they take me back there, and the first thing they do is the guy, random dude, whatever, wonderful guy. I should get his name. I don't know how this stuff works. Anyway, brings out a bucket of warm water and puts my feet in there. Well, while my feet are soaking, he's like giving me a head massage that was lovely, a neck massage that was lovely. He started to work my arms, and I'm trying to figure out, how do I explain to this person where there's a clear communication? Don't touch right here because my continuous glucose monitor, my button. So I just took his hand and touched and said, no, right? Well, so he just left this whole arm alone, which was a good thing, because he probably saw this hand and thought, what the heck's wrong with her? But he did rub this arm a little. And then by then my feet have soaked enough, and he, puts my feet up and he scoots in so that my feet, are on this thing. And I probably soaked for maybe 5 minutes. I don't know, 5-10 minutes. Then he starts doing the foot thing. Oh my gosh, this is the fun. Remember, it's all one room, right? 14 stations, 8 or so active. The dude down at the end, hardcore snoring, like shaking the room, snoring. So I'm like, well, that's a good sign, right? If everybody's kind of snoring, that's a good sign. So funny. Anyway, and he puts a towel across my face so I'm just not distracted, and gives me this really good, really deep foot, but also calves. My calves aren't used to being rubbed. It's a, spectrum-y thing. I don't know. I needed it because of all this walking I've been doing. And then he disappears for a second, and I can see out from underneath that I've still got 15-20 minutes left. And so I was like, oh, did they just stop early? I mean, am I done? I don't know. And so then he says something, and he has to repeat himself twice, but he's saying, turn over. He takes my, whatever, has me turn over, put my head down in the thing, and he gives me an amazing, kind of neck, upper back. You're clothed, right? So they just put kind of like a heavy towel or blankety kind of thing on, and and then they're doing everything. Of course, he's avoiding the arms because I've scared him. It was heaven, absolute heaven. Well, the place I think is only open till 9 or 10. I don't know. I think only open till 9, which means, I'm. Anyway, I turn around and look, and I'm literally the only person in there. I was like, whoa, where did everybody go? So I say to the guy, can I tip? Is tipping allowed? And he's like, he clearly understood that word, and he says, yes. And he points to himself. So I brought cash. So I gave him a really nice tip. And then I go out because they'd never asked for money. So I go out to pay, and that full hour was only $50. So I'm like, what the heck? So I brought cash because I didn't know. So I handed him a 50, and he goes, oh, you pay cash. He goes to give me $5 back. And I'm already feeling bad. No. This is way low. I mean, this would have been 4 times as much in Salt Lake. So I said, no, keep it. You were great, everything. So anyway, wonderful. This went a little long, sorry. Wonderful time, Foot Spa. Their website is Foot Spa with an extra A, and I think .com something anyway here in St. George. Many thumbs up. I'm going to try to get there again before I head back up to Draper. So that's a review. Love it. If I were limber enough, I'd put toes up too. Thanks.